และอีก5นาทีคือคำถามจากคณะกรรมการครับ
Now, the moment we all been waiting for, the hackathon presentation. 7 brilliant teams are ready to showcase their ideas, collaboration, and solution. Each team will have exactly 10 minutes to take us on a journey through their solutions. Ideas that could spark change, inspire new possibilities, and maybe even redefine the future. May I also inform once again, each team will have exactly 10 minutes. And after that 10 minutes up, you will hear this sound. Followed by a Q&A session for 5 minutes. Once it's done, you will hear the sound. So before we begin, let me introduce our judges. First off, Professor Joseph Paradiso, Academic Head, Program in Media Arts and Sciences, MIT Media Lab. Our next judges is Associate Professor Dr. Witya Wana Suprobasit, the Dean of Faculty of Engineering from Chulalongkorn University. And our last judges, Dr. Kittipong Pramong, Executive Vice President at Bangkok Bank. So I guess we're ready and we're excited to hear. We're excited to kick off the hackathon presentation, so please join me in welcoming the first team, Benjamin.
Good afternoon, you beautiful people. We are Team Benjamin. So, I think we can all agree that landfills and pollution is a big problem, right? Yeah. It leads to several terrible health effects. It causes air pollution even from the burning of trash. And also, did you know Bangkok produces 10,000 tons of waste every day? And 80% of it is unsorted, and corporations have to pay 3 times more to get unsorted trash disposed of. And corporate waste is invisible because they don't report the exact emission amounts. So the key features of our solution, Benjamin, is it uses an AI-powered sensor to automatically detect the amount of waste currently inside the bin. It categorizes the waste into recyclable and non-recyclable waste. And it converts this into real-time CO2 emissions data. And it can provide recommendations for how to potentially reduce emissions. And this is all in line with environmental, social, and governance. It reports specifically Scope 3 emissions, which are indirect emissions from a company's value chain. And the data from these reports is provided to companies so that they can report their emissions more accurately and reduce emissions using the advice provided. For example, this corporate hackathon event has plenty of food wrappers, event handouts such as pamphlets and booklets, and disposable water bottles generated at the venue. And if the company had all of this in a nice solution where they could accurately report the emissions levels, that would make life much easier. So we're making people recycle better. This is a basic prototype that we built up that would show roughly how it would work. So only when it is the correct type of trash will it open for the user in order to dispose of the trash. Say it's a recyclable bin, non-recyclable trash can't go in, and vice versa. And we're raising environmental awareness by helping with your learning, by giving you information on which trash is recyclable or not, your impact by telling you about how much CO2 you've saved, how many items you recycled. It can be your assistant by giving you advice on what's recyclable, and you get rewards such as free coffee or shopping bags for recycling. And you get to help your community as well. So monitoring data empowers business. It monitors the exact trash inside the bin in real time and gives you immediate updates, providing valuable data which could be sold to companies in order to report their CO2 emissions. Now let's go to the demo.
All right, so I'm gonna do a live demo here. So I, as a user, is holding a Burger King bag here, and this is Benjamin. It's like moving around as a robot. So I'm gonna like put it in front of the camera. Yep. So it's like detecting the Burger King bag, and it's also going to detect the brand name as well. So then, since it's like since it's like recyclable, it's gonna open the bin itself, and then I can like throw it inside, and it's gonna close itself, and then I'll hand it to Nielsen to like show what's going on in the back end.
Yeah, so we can look at the current status. So this is what a dashboard would look like if you have like one of these smart bins. So you have like your normal waste and your recyclable waste. So you can actually keep track of how full your bin is. And then if you go down, you also have like a graph of your daily waste collection and also your carbon footprint. So so yeah, if you let's say empty your trash bin, then you and then yeah, so your scope 3 carbon footprint will change. Yep. So we can switch to the slides. Right, so how we designed it is that we have like a design thinking process. So where we first started with just, like working with just like a normal bin. So, completely a normal bin that you guys all have at home. Then we just mounted it with like a normal sensor which detects whether it's recyclable or not. And after that, we kind of like iterated on the second version, which is a prototype, which basically is like connected to an automatic actuator which opens the bin if it's recyclable or not. And then we tested it in real environment, which is here at the hackathon platform. Right, so moving along. So this is kind of like what our tech stack looks like. So it's Benjamin Gen 2, which is basically like a static smart bin. Has a one-axis servo, which basically just toggles it to either a recyclable waste or non-recyclable bin. And it uses an RGB image connected to an MCU. So the MCU just sends the RGB image over to the server. And then the server runs a VLM model, updates the database, and then send the information to the client app. Oops. Can you go back? Sorry. Oh yeah. Yeah. So this is kind of like our Gen 1, like what I mentioned. So like just a bin with an AI module, like a camera sensor attached to it. And then there's also the Gen 2, which has the smart bin included, and then an AI detection module. And then like lastly, like the Gen 3 is a self-driving autonomous like smart bin. So the difference is in the location. I mean, so if you have like a like one single bin, I mean, it just sits at your home, and then there's a self-driving bin which basically goes everywhere. So you can collect more trash. And then awareness, if you just have one smart bin at home, only you use it. But if you have a self-driving smart bin, then it kind of raises more awareness for people, right? Okay, so let's talk about impact and scale. So we have a plan which is called Finding Benjamin. So imagine like, back in the last 5 years, there's like been a lot of like, awareness, social awareness events where they teach people, kids actually, how to recycle properly, which is common in a lot of developed countries. And the problem with them is they're kind of lame. So you kind of have to search for these recyclable bins, and then you have to like walk somewhere, which is kind of annoying. So what if we gamify the whole process? So if you guys are familiar, the game on the right is actually on the left actually, Pokemon Go. So the idea is we come up with this game called Benjamin, where you have like autonomous and smart bins traveling around the city. So the task is that you have to kind of like find them, so they will be deployed like autonomously, going around the city, and they have like different types of like Benjamin robots. So like there's also different tiers, like how there's different tiers of Pokemons, like legendary ones, and then you can claim more rewards if you come to them, scan the QR code, and then deposit like plastic waste or like recyclable waste to them. So and also because we have like the information of the brand name of like the waste, we can even like work with sponsors. Let's say we want to collect 10 Pepsi bottles, and then this can actually be also like a business idea if you want to make it into one. So yeah. And then, so the scalability of it is actually, having just a bunch of smart bins, deployed all over, like different places, and then have no internet, and then just a tiny VLM running inside, which sorts the products automatically. So, yep. So that's it. Thank you so much for your attention. Yep.
Special thanks to Cedric for the idea for the name, Benjamin. It's a pun, as you have obviously noticed. Thank you.
Thank you, Benjamin. Moving on to the Q&A session. Judges?
Thanks for the smooth presentation and interesting idea, especially in such a short time. Yeah, recycling. Look, I love it. I spend lots of time sorting everything out because I'm obsessive compulsive. Even though when it gets to the bin, probably a lot of it is never properly recycled. I mean, when they actually process it, because this kind of recycling implementation can really vary depending on culture, depending on what it is. It's really hard to recycle some things. People put a lot in that bin. So being able to sort out what goes in properly, I think, is a good thing. So that's where the question kind of is. How do you detect if it's recyclable or not? In the US, we have that little symbol for recycling and a number. And it can change city to city, town to town, whether it's recyclable or not. Do you recognize it through that, or do you do something else?
So I think about this problem, we can actually approach it in a few ways. So one of it is actually, like detecting if there's like recyclable logo that's, visually available. Then the other thing is actually to fine tune like, what we use a VLM model, which is fine tuned to certain cities, which, like specific policies. So, I mean, if you have like certain assumptions, let's say, oh, like these kinds of like plastic bags are, non-recyclable, and then you can instill that kind of knowledge in your VLM model, fine tuned to specific locations, specific cities.
It's great. And even for mixed recycling, if you could do a variation of that that would just, at the factory, pick out the right thing and put it in the right place. They probably already have things like that, but there's just a lot more that you can do. Thanks.
Yes, thank you so much. I think trash is one of the big problems. And trash also is a culture behavior as well. How could you distinguish, since you use a vision mainly, to detect what type of the recycle garbage is, right? So how could you distinguish if anything inside? Because from culture to culture, for each country is so different. Some people actually would like to put everything in one bag and try to squeeze inside, would like to find. I know it's kind of a tough problem, but what is your suggestion, okay, that you could be deal with or do something any that could suggest those kind of things as well, yeah.
Another thing that we have to work on is just like compound garbage waste, right? So I can say that is a big challenge for us, and that's an opportunity for us as well in order to do that in the future. Yeah.
Thank you very much, and I think this is very interesting. Not just only your concept, but also your effort to make innovation within 72 hours with the prototype. That's great. I wonder, in terms of when you do the implementation of this, in terms of the cost, investment cost, to apply or adopt your platform in, for example, in a city.
Yeah, so we kind of briefly showed you the price tag that we had. So with the smart bin, like just the normal bin, the non-moving one, it actually can be as cheap as $20. We actually have the breakdown over here if you want. So the core stack of the tag is just basically our RGB camera sensor powered by like an MCU, an ESP8266. Which has access to a Wi-Fi connection. So as long as you can send, like this RGB image over to the server, it can be processed, detecting whether it's recyclable or not. So, but regarding the robot, it will take, more, it will be more expensive because then you have to also build the hardware. But in terms of like the static smart bin, it can be like $20, which is way cheaper than the current ones in the market, which is like $1,000, dollars. Yeah.
And that one doesn't have the diverter to put the trash automatically into recycling or non-recycling. It will just open the proper bin, I guess, right?
Yeah, so the idea is you just put it in like the center and then like a camera will scan it and then just open the right, yeah.
But we have plans for a future model that does sort it.
Because it's a small thing and you have wasted space with that cavity because it will fill up fast. That's also true.
Yeah, that's...
Okay. One thing that we have discussion before, just like to do this kind of the mechanical to compress the waste into the small part, then we can just like make a cubic thing from easier transportation. Yeah.
Okay. Any more questions from the judges? I believe that's it.
I just have quick answer for your questions about how we detect the compound waste. So we think about a multimodal system that can be extract and kind of multi-agent that handle each thing differently, and kind of the mechanical thing to try to extract the part inside. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you
Benjamin. With Team Benjamin, can we ask you to actually come to the center of the stage for a group photo right here? And you also bring Benjamin with you? Benjamin.
Well, you also have the symbol of hackathon as well, a duct tape on your products. Let's give a big applause to Benjamin, please.
Benjamin, please. Okay. One more. Very interesting presentation indeed for Benjamin. Our next team's topic revolves around next generation AI smart glasses for memory assistance. Please welcome Team Memora.
sorry. We are setting up everything. We need to have some sound. Yeah. They have some sound problem. Okay ครับ yeah. ช่วงกลางช่วงกลาง And the devil.
Hi everyone, we are Memoler. So we're making innovative glasses that support memory, independence, and also quality of life. Imagine 80 years old grandpa living with himself and thinking, is he take the medicine? But then the thing is like he might take it twice or he might not even take it because system not actually can notice it and no one with him. So the question is, who knows this happened? How big is dementia right now? We know that globally globally, our world is going to aging society, and 10% of people who over 65 years old having dementia, and it might be even more. Current treatment for dementia right now. The first one, record the past memory. The second one, puzzle. And the third one, talking with a therapist. So we have all three of these, but the thing is, it's still not work in clinical way that much. White glasses. So we know that allow 90% of adults age over 65 years old wear glasses. So the thing is, if we do something else, people who have dementia are gonna forget to having it. So if they need it, they're not gonna forget it. Here is our prototype that we have a little picture over here. So this is our feature. We have microphone, LED, and LiDAR sensor, and also the bone conduction speaker.
Yeah, so why do current solutions fail? We have many ways of looking at this, and one way of looking at this is through the physical limitations. One example is command-based smart glasses, meaning that user must usually remember to ask. The problem with that is that there are no monitoring. People don't always ask if this medicine is wrong or not, because people with dementia, they do not even know that sometimes what they're doing is wrong. So that does not fulfill the purpose. The second thing, which is the physical limitation, is phone-based vision. This is even more difficult because they will only be able to use the phone when they have specific use only, meaning that they won't pick up the phone every time they're doing each daily activities. For example, every time they're about to take the second medicine or a third medicine, they won't go to their laptop, they won't go to their phone, and every mood changes. For example, in dementia patients, where they suddenly have anger towards people around them, they won't go to their phone to ask whether this is normal or abnormal. So let us take a look first how we solve these problems. But even if, okay, these physical limitations do not exist, why actually they are not solving the problem for the dementia patient? Let's take a look at the next slide. It's actually because the problem is not solved. What problem do dementia patients usually have? They don't always have problems about memories. That is only the superficial part. What actually they are having problem about is being increasingly anxious and losing grip of reality because of their fragmented memories. The comparative right now with our technology is caretakers, therapists, family members who are not always present, so there are no one to guide them. But even if they are present, right, patients are not able to trust them, and they have no truly trustable identity or entity which they can anchor their thoughts and feelings, because right now their memories and what people around them tell them are different. So who do they trust? If they're alone, what do they do? So our goal is we create a seamless experience that do not rely on ability to use intelligent system like computer. We actually use listening, speaking, seeing, which is the most simple form of interaction, to be the solution, so that they don't have to learn to do anything, and also it's not disrupting their daily life. And we also make it more meaningful interactive experience because we have individual personalization, meaning that we use collected media, daily life information, photos, music, and personality preference, and all of these will be able to make the experience with our wearable a better experience, not a way to cure the disease, but a better way to engage with their daily life. So let us take a look how. So right now, we actually have a person who is named Kate. He's actually suffering from dementia, and he has just taken his first medicine. That is the normal time. And then 5 minutes later, what actually happens? Why are you walking towards the computer again? Let's see what happens if he has our smart glasses.
Hello dear. I see you're looking for your medicine. Do you remember this beautiful photo you showed me last week? You already took your medicine earlier today, so there's no need to take it again right now. You're doing great and we're here to help keep you safe.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, 5 minutes later. Did I take my medicine already? Maybe I could check it out again. Oh, what happened? Oh, what happened in here?
Hello there. I want to gently remind you that you already took your medicine a little while ago.
Oh, yeah.
Taking it again too soon could make you feel unwell.
Yeah.
Remember this song you have always loved? Let's take a few deep breaths. You're safe and everything is going to be just fine.
Okay, can you show me my memorable thing in the past, maybe? Yeah. Oh, that's great. That remind me the hackathon in 2025, maybe 50 years ago. The innovation thing, the pillar. Yeah, that look great. Okay.
That's the experience of a person who is having our wearable. That's the first thing it can do.
Additionally, we have another sort of integration, which is utilizing SLAM in order to, as a means of trajectory mapping of where they're moving. This is an example. This has been moved around quite a bit, but it's basically showing, like, as you move around, like it basically maps using visual odometry, like your routing, and then it will basically predict where you're heading to. We fed it with the map. Yeah, this is a video of like the demo of it, but I mean, we can also have it here, but it's kind of small. Yeah, so we basically feed a map, and we are predicting where it's heading to. So in this case, like, from my previous routing, I'm heading towards the bathroom, it's predicting. And so it gives this likelihood value. And yeah, that basically allows them to basically know what route they're taking. If they're confused, it can remind them.
So what you just saw, I am quickly explaining it. So our first feature is the verification of the patient's action. So we are using this action tracking and prediction to verifying the action. We just saw the demonstration of how a patient tried to again take a pill which he had taken in the morning, but our glasses actually prevented them that they already had taken the medication. Second important feature which I want to highlight is that the current solutions which are existing, they try to just directly remind the patient about things which comes into their, which they forget. But why it fails? Because it actually increases their reliance over a particular technology. Instead of doing this, what we are presenting is how nudging can help in this. So instead of directly telling them that this is the thing, we use voice cues to help them recall. And it's going to be delivered in a scaffolding manner. So initially, the application will be helping it more, then gradually it would be decreasing. Third is, so this is the scenario. You go to first. So first see like, so there is audio. So I think there was some issue with the audio. We had few audio clips in this, how to demonstrate how the voice prompts were being delivered. And this one feature is mood enhancer, in which all their photos and memories are going to come up as a 3D view for the patient, so that they can actually relive the moment instead of just looking at the classical way of just looking at it. So this third feature. And the fourth one is, I'll quickly tag is about monitoring. So the SLAM-based demo you just saw is actually to keep track of their activity, how they go, and it will help us in monitoring their iterative behavior, their frequently used paths. So it will help in making prompts more personalized. And that is all from.
Yes, and that.
We're giving you another 30 seconds on that.
Yeah.
And very quickly, this is just for your information. We can explain it later, but this is how the model actually works through different loops that goes back, different model that train, and how they select different combination of features. Yep.
Okay, I believe that's it for Team
This is our
Memora.
team, and thank you very much.
Okay. On to the Q&A from our judges.
Definitely a pertinent problem that's been around for a long time. It's just going to get worse, assisting old people in various things. So I can see the need for stuff like this. That leads to a few caveats. One, old people get annoyed easily. I'm getting old, and I get annoyed much more easily than I used to be. And these prompts are going to start to drive them crazy. So I think you have to think about exactly how to do the intervention the right way.
So for sure, we're concerned about this. We don't want to have any like burden for user to using this. So we're not gonna be prompt all the time. So in the future, we're gonna use application with this, and the user or caregiver can actually be the one to control this. So it might be controlled by the time to being prompt, or it's still gonna learn from the user and making it better, like when that they actually wanna learn or when that they actually want the answer.
And I think one other more important question, actually, for me as an engineer, you've got a LiDAR, microphone, and a speaker on it. I think that's what's on that glass, right? Is there anything else?
We can show the component of
I'm
our
wondering
glass.
how it can do what it does just with those things.
Everything is they streaming the data into our phone.
Is it an imaging LiDAR? Or is it just
It's imaging LiDAR.
So do you get a depth map coming off of it?
We have the
okay.
we will have the point of view, the
Yeah.
first person point
But
of
then
view.
you have to recognize the medicine. It's still a lot of issues, but yeah, that's okay. Good.
Well, I think I really like the ideas and the, one fact that I read it for a long time, a study show that a person live longer when they have companion.
Yes.
Yeah, and what you done actually, you set up virtual, you set up their personal helping, okay, and let them actually go along when they, have to pursue their life with the some restriction, okay. This is quite nice, okay, I do like it. However, just kind of a little bit of suggestion, okay, if you can have a guideline, like medical guideline, how could you help them, this kind of person practically, and also evaluate them as well later, that how could improve or get things in, better, or actually going slower, and send some signal out, okay, to some of their patients, some of their relatives, or even their doctor. That would be great.
Actually, we plan to do about that same thing, because as of now, we can do the logging of everything, right? And they can let this data go to doctor, go to caregiver, so they can see that, how they go forgettable about everything, and maybe it will be improved for early detection of dementia. Yes.
And basically, in terms of ethics, if we really embed it and encrypt it, we think it will be quite easy, because right now we're not sending all data anyway, we're sending the insights, and those can be embedded. It can be in different kind of encoding, right? So those will definitely be even more difficult to decode without proper user and user interaction. Yep.
Yeah, and the other thing is we also kind of like try to individualize the experience for each user. So we have like a 3D world function that make them, we're gonna use their phone data, we use their picture, their memory to make a 3D world, to make them more relate to the experience.
Thank you. Very good, very interesting project. You have a very clear target group and also very clear pain point. I would like you I would like to know what will be your marketing or distribution strategy on this?
Okay, so first we can sell the glasses by itself, and the next thing we're gonna sell the software subscription. So we actually have a plan for that. Yeah, so who is our customer? So for sure, it's not only the patient that's gonna be the customer, but we want to make the caregiver get a workload less as well. So caregiver also be one of the customer, clinic and memory care center, and also home care provider. So the next one is how. Our model is also gonna be wearable device, and at first, this is the thing that we're gonna do. Okay, and the last is this. I'm sorry.
And as a conclusion, because we know that these are actually giving them better experiences, not just curing them, so these kind of things would tend to have better marketing strategy because it actually answers to the desires of the users, right? Because we're actually giving them music to calm them before giving them advice that they are taking the second wrong medicine. We think that's how it will naturally increase the marketing ability of these products as well, is answer the desire.
Thank you very much. Memora, everyone.
Thank you.
Our next team, their topic revolves around AI. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Photo. This all of it. Yeah. Okay. Do you have any? In the meantime, if the next team could, you could probably prepare yourself.
โอเคนะฮะระหว่างรอท่านกรรมการทำธุระนะฮะก็เดี๋ยวเชิญทีมถัดไปมาเซตอัพบริเวณหน้าเวทีได้นะครับแล้วก็ขึ้น QR code สำหรับการประเมินอีกครั้งหนึ่งนะฮะเผื่อต้นข้าบมีใครที่ยังทำไม่ทันนะฮะรบกวนขอความร่วมมือสแกน QR code เพื่อประเมินนะครับแล้วให้ฟีดแบ็กกับทางเรานะฮะให้เราไปปรับปรุงในครั้งต่อไปในปีหน้าครับ
Okay, so the judges is back. Okay, so basically, the team before was Memora with next generation AI smart glasses. Next up, the topic will be revolve around AI-powered mobile games application providing personalized cognitive therapy and clinical monitoring to prevent severe dementia. So let's welcome Lens 7.
Every 3 seconds, there's one family member that got diagnosed with dementia. Dementia is a functioning decline of the brain function, including memory, thinking, and independence. Each year, it turns 57 very lovely people worldwide into another person, and also costs 1.3 trillion US dollar loss each year. There are 4 stages of cognitive decline. It starts from the MCI or mild cognitive impairment, which barely affects any function of the patient. And if you leave it untreated, it will progress to mild dementia, moderate dementia, and severe dementia, where most of the functions are lost. Once aged, people will have double risk of dementia increasing every 5 years after the age of 60. And the bad news is dementia is irreversible. But if we tackle them in time, there is a chance that we can still prevent it from progressing until we reach the stage of severe dementia. There are 6 domains of cognitive function, including memory, language, executive function, complex attention, social cognition, and motor function. These functions can degrade as time goes by, especially in dementia people. However, there are some powerful tools that can stop this process, which is called cognitive training. But even proven effective, cognitive training is not accessible and not affordable for everyone in Thailand, especially because cognitive training is done in hospital and specialized elderly care center. So people has come up with another solution, like companion robots. However, robots is still expensive. It's not accessible for everyone, and also many patients doesn't prefer the interaction with robots. Someone wants to bring the cognitive training to home, called home-based game training. However, these trainings still have problems with adherence, and also there are no real evaluation system.
Thank you, Janet. So we are at Lens 7, are happy to introduce our solution for this problem. It's BrainPlay, a gamified AI platform for dementia prevention that is accessible from anywhere and everywhere. Oh.
Hello, Bensei. It's so good to talk with you today. Could you describe how you're feeling today as a color? Is it green, yellow, red, or maybe even purple if you can't quite explain it?
Hello there. Today I'm feeling green.
That's wonderful to hear, Benz. Green sounds like a good, refreshing color. How was your friend named Lucy in Hat Yai, Thailand? I heard there was some flooding there last week.
Yes, I just talked to her yesterday. She is now in safety with her family.
Oh, that's a relief to hear that Lucy and her family are safe. I'm glad you were able to connect with her. I have something nice for us to do together today. Would you like to look at some pictures with me?
Yes. Sorry about that. BrainPlay should have responded in a nice and calm manner, asking about his daughter Ploy, which in the first time he would not remember, but later with the nudges, remember, creating a feedback loop. And then later, BrainPlay would create and save this memory, so the patient named Bensa could remember this interaction and have a nice feeling about it. So we already know that games could work, and they are proven to be effective, but games cannot work if nobody uses them. So how do we make sure that people use them? Is through adherence with engagement. Our approach is to personalize the user experience by providing bespoke games and experiences that matches the patient needs. Here's an example of two similar age person could have different preferences, even the question is the same. Our platform also connects similar interests and patient-needed persons to each other to create a sense of belonging and an opportunity to engage in a fun and interactive way. So now the question becomes, how can someone become the part of the BrainPlay community? It's actually really easy. During the first time users are onboarded, with a friendly and calm multimodal agent that that ask about the personal information and preferences such as hobbies and nice calm memories. These are fed into the database and being the base of further conversations such as orientations or daily check-ins. And also they are the base for the personalized game experiences. Everything, every experience and every game score then feed it to secure database that can be accessed by only authorized persons. Now, Janet talks about it a bit more.
So after each game, our system will collect the data and then analyze into each domain of the functioning decline. So we can see the progress of the disease. And this information can be given to the doctor and psychiatrist to help with the treatment. Also, this information will be used by the system to help select the game recommendation for the patient. For example, if they are losing memories faster, we might suggest the patient to play more games that boost memory function. We also want our app to be a family bonding tool. So if in BrainPlay, relatives and families can help with the treatment as well. They can upload the useful information like old pictures or maybe the activities that they had done together to be used as a part of the training. This way, the relatives feel like a sense of belongings and they feel like they actually help treating the patients themselves. With BrainPlay, we give more access and more adherence to the cognitive training to the lower socioeconomic patient group. And also we help doctor deliver a better treatment to the patient. And we help the patient bonding together with their family. And most importantly, we keep the dementia patient's brain stronger for longer. So how do we scale this? We want to tackle the public hospital to distribute BrainPlay to other patients. And also another group is the family with elderly in the family who got diagnosed with dementia. The way we go into the market is we introduce our application to the neuromedical doctor who will use the application as a part of the treatment as well. Also, we will cooperate with the village health volunteer or OSMO in Thai to help introduce the application into the locals. In the first phase, we want to introduce them to the 150,000 users in Thailand, which is 1/4 of the dementia patient. And then we can scale it up to 3 million patients in Thailand and 1.1 billion patients at risk around the world. This is our team. Since the start of this presentation, another 200 patients has been diagnosed with dementia. We are lucky to be living in a world of AI and robots. And here at the BrainPlay, we use technology to enhance quality of life. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next up, we have the Q&A session from the judges.
Yeah, very nice to see all the work that you guys have done, and I think it has the basic idea you're approaching has a bigger role to play than just dementia, which is the one we grapple with now. But with AI on the rise as part of our everyday interface, I think a big function of AI is going to be to train people to live without it. So somehow you have to practice them and drill them so they just can't think if they don't have their glasses on or whatever it is. So it hints a little bit at that. Yeah, I want to have more observations, not as much questions, but I mean, already you're seeing Google Photos, for instance, mines all my pictures. Apple does the same thing, recognizes context out of it, recognizes people, and automatically puts together a summary of a certain event or thing, or finds some way to associate these images, and it gets more and more kind of interesting because it's learning more about me and how to put these things together, how to recognize a good photo too, just kind of doing that. So in a way, social media might be a back door to this, right? I mean, that's where it could come. You make an app to do it now, you need all this stuff. The stuff is already there. It's going to maybe start to appear as a wart on something that's already out there that has all of your stuff. We just don't want to get pulled into rabbit holes. We like to be able to be elevated. I guess I'll close with that. Thank you.
Yeah, another good project. Since you are is a kind of application, right, with the AI embedded, and I understand that when you launch your products, there will be others also have this kind of capability. What is your core capability that the others cannot imitate, and you can stay ahead of them?
So we aim to move fast and create the connections with the government and public hospitals. So we want to have the first mover advantage because, as you said, this is possible that work can be replicated. But we believe if we do it transparent and create the connection early, then maybe we can have advantages of that so the followers maybe cannot catch up. It's true that everyone can use these kind of services, but putting together a team that can work in a strict medical environment that understands what comes with it, maybe that is challenging. So we see our moat in this project as the competencies of our team. We all work in some ways in medical profession or have domain-specific experience in AI.
To adding more the information, the supporting idea, I'm from the NASA, who is in the agency for the public sector, and I have quite know a lot of the government, the Thai health government that will gonna subsidize us because the Thai local people area everyone has smartphone, but not quite a high device. Such a cheap one, such an old one, but they can scan the more prompt application, which is the Thai government forcing us to do so. So I think for the Thai government subsidization, we're gonna be our winning point. Thank you.
If you see this platform is unique as connecting people together through game, socializing them. So we will have bunch of game in backend that will be created by open source people. So that will be our treasure as a lot of game, personalized game, and AI will figure out particular to the person that game, especially recommend that game to play, and similar kind of people bring together so that they can play and they can build a community. So this might be the novelty.
Just a quick add, actually. I think I like the background behind the scene that you guys working until you come up with the way to answer the application. Application is always the one that the cheapest thing that actually can solve and easier to spread to around the country, not only Thailand but also some country that have the limitation on how could we improve those kind of things. If you further to add evaluation standard, after a while to test how actually the person up to the level of amnesia, I think that would be really helpful. Yeah, thank you.
So much.
Okay, Lens 7. Okay, please give a round of applause for Lens 7. May I invite you to the middle of the stage for a group photo. Lens 7, an AI-powered mobile game application providing personalized cognitive therapy and clinical monitoring to prevent severe dementia. Okay, I think we're ready for our next team. Their topic revolves around AI teaching assistants and tutor that helps teacher understand learning gaps in their classes. So please welcome LearnTer.
Testing. All right. Hi, everyone. We are LearnTer, and we're looking forward to tell you what we've been working on for the last couple of days. Every day in Thailand, we lose students dropping out of the education system. We see this at every level of education, lower and lower completion rates. And in a country that's already suffering from a declining population, if you aren't keeping students in the system, you're not only losing future laborers, but you're also making the labor force less skilled. The labor shortage is already underway, and it's affecting education sector more than other sectors. Other sectors basically crowd out education, so we can't get skilled teachers. Teacher shortages force schools to respond with larger class sizes. Larger class sizes means less effective instruction per student, and that's eventually going to push those students away from graduating, forcing them to drop out. The class sizes is something every teacher complains about. I've spoken to teachers across the country, I regularly do. When you have a very large class size, you can't support the students. You can't speak to them. You don't know what's happening, where they're struggling. You just have 60 kids in a room, and you just have to lecture. Hope that they all understand. And we see the same thing from the student side, from both my own students that I teach and also the students we've been polling here at the event over the last couple of days. We've been pulling them over to ask them questions about the struggles they're dealing with. If they're not getting support in the classroom, or if they're getting it too late to help them, they're being pushed towards tutoring, which can get quite expensive. A lot of students simply cannot pay for the amount of tutoring they need to actually be able to pass high school and get into university, and that's what's leading to them eventually just dropping out or not graduating. Our solution is to work together with teachers to improve the quality of instruction inside the classroom. So a lot of other tutoring systems or AI tutoring systems are going to try to tutor the students separately. We integrate with the classroom, with the current education system, and help teachers understand where their students are falling behind, what the overall weaknesses are, which we hope will reduce dropouts and improve skill retention overall.
So our LearnTer provide AI learning co-pilot for inclusive education. We offer student AI study companion through adaptive and guided AI chatbot that capable of personalized and adaptive for each diverse student. We can process multi-data such as lecture, video, voice record, or even sketch note from the lecture. On the other side, we support teacher with AI analytic dashboard. He or she can see the insight about learning competency of his student on the individual or classroom level per topic or subject according to class curriculum. Also with explainable reason why this student or that student have shortage in their learning. And also adaptable suggestion for the next action that teacher need to do next.
So we'll start by student side, which is like AI study companion. So is it mobile? So ensure many students can access it, and it's Duolingo-like, so definitely not boring. It leads you, it guides you, and even you don't need to prompt it. So this education going to be fun. And if you think this is the secret sauce, not yet, because the magic is in here. The AI class analytics dashboard for the teacher. Here is how the change is happened. Let's see the demo.
Okay, so here, let's start with the student, this person, Somchai. Yeah, this is just a normal chatbot, just like ChatGPT, but since we are trying to collect data and show it to the teacher, we have this here, toggle, between showing identity or anonymous. So the student can choose it. So let's see what Somchai asks. He don't understand why x plus y square is here. He keep asking, still not understand. So let's see here. This AI asked him to imagine a large square, and now he get it. So he probably a visual learner. Next person, Mali. Okay, she start with similar thing. Well, she don't get it. Still don't get it. Well, don't get it, stupid robot. Okay, let's see what the teacher see. Here is the class performance. We have class strength, class common challenges, and what the AI suggests the teacher should do. And in each individual student list, we have Somchai who show himself, and everyone else is anonymous because they didn't tick that checkbox. Let's see the profile of Somchai. We have competency chart here, and his key strength, which is like visual spatial learning and learning gap. Now let's see this person. I want to see, the AI tell this person has like low frustration tolerance, and it show evidence here. Well, AI doesn't help at all. Stupid robot reported here. So, good thing teacher doesn't know who this is, so good for her. Last thing I want to show here is like AI guardrail and policy. This one is customizable. The teacher can choose what the AI should tell to the class. And also I want to customizable to each person, but it didn't make it into the demo, so let's switch back. Next slide, please.
Okay.
So here, what we just show is the bottom right part from the AI assessor to the teacher dashboard. And what we want everyone to focus on is the yellow line here. So we give the teacher the insight from the AI, and the teacher can use that insight to improve his class. And the teacher also have insight from outside the system. So he can also give the insight back to the system. So everyone, teacher, AI, and student can improve together.
Okay, so here's how we are different from normal AI tutor, because we integrate in the classroom and complete the loop between learning, feedback, and improvement. This is where education changes. And does it matter because right now, even we are short of teacher, but now teacher can personalize at scale, turn data into insight, and then student can also get personalized support as well.
Yeah, so thank you for that. So we have a tool which is very revolutionary that can change the way we see education, especially locally here in Thailand. But where can we actually do it? So we take the idea and then we want to implement it to somewhere near. So fun fact, if you go 5 stations away, it's already a province called Samut Prakan province. And in this province, there's a very different kind of economics separate from Bangkok, where you can see that the average monthly salary is 22,000 baht. So how can these people be able to afford tutoring, right? So the tool was used in order to create better tutoring model. So if traditional tutoring model, you have a student in Bangkok who's able to pay 9,000 baht every year for one subject specifically. If they need help for more than one, this cost actually increases. But your AI tutor here, if we implement this method that we are suggesting, we have 550 baht, and this can be used for all subjects, and you can use it all year round. How we get that number, we have it in the appendix. I'd be glad to answer you. So instead of that, instead of having one-on-one learning experience, we're actually reaching, we are becoming wider. We capture more of the audience. Out of that 60 students, maybe 40 of them don't understand the topic. Now there would be AI tools to help them. Okay, we reduce not only the cost, but we want to know how this will improve grades. If you want to see that, we also run a simulation at the end. I can show you. So finally, is it really possible with just 500 baht? That would be the cost. So we run the numbers. Well, we also have it in the appendix. So at 4,510 students, we can reach the revenue stream, which would be 2.5 M, would be equal to the operating expense every year. This would be only for year one. And the only schools we need, so the initial model, we wanted one school, but in 2 or 3 years, if we can get 3 schools, we can already reach BEP and we can be profitable.
We will transform Thai education, start with one classroom, one teacher, and one student. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lanta. Judges?
Yeah, I like the idea that you try to solve the problem of the natural disparity of learning capability of children. However, you still have something still depend on the teacher, right? How much this system still dependent on the teacher?
So the system depends at top level on the national curriculum. So it's built with the national curriculum on the back end. So when students interact with it, they understand, the AI understands what they should be learning and can redirect them towards that. On the teacher level, the teacher can input specific observations for students, what we know about the student, what their learning habits are, if they have a learning disability. We can also directly record lectures on the teacher side of the app, so the app understands what's being taught during this week or during this term and can help the students keep track of what they need to be learning.
I think this stuff is coming, and it's coming fast at all levels of education. So I think what you're addressing is pertinent. In a way, it's moving almost too fast. So there, I'm sure already things out there that do bits of this. I like the way you have it integrated where the teacher can see a view that's different and prompt the AI in different ways. It seemed kind of generic ChatGPT. It already kind of does what you have in your examples. Matter of fact, you probably prompted it and it just came out with these things because that's what it does when you keep asking it questions. And that will evolve in different ways. It'll be honed, customized. You have no time to do that in 2 days. The visual thing I found a little weird because in the beginning, look, it was multimodal, would do graphics, it was a companion, blah, blah, blah. But then I just saw a chat window and it would describe visually something, but wouldn't show you. And I think there may be a reason to have people draw, sure. But I think also you want to have it give its own visuals and graphics as well. So I didn't see that. You think you would need that. The stupid person had a really good point. You don't just penalize the one that said the stupid robot. Sorry, not the stupid person, it's the stupid robot. Because that's a person clearly they can't learn this way. Needs you redirect it, either use a different strategy or bring it to a human. So I think there's got to be an intervention, not that you mark that person down. You learn in a different way. That's the beauty of this. All learning will be customizable, I think. I think that's more or less everything.
Thank you.
Well, I think the co-pilot for the learner, I think is really helpful. Okay, if it's adaptive according to situation and also agile enough to be able to overcome a generic AI that using right now. Okay, and you have to be proof that how could be unique difference from the other platform that actually student can be rely on. Okay. And those can be really the key option that I think teacher can also play a role. I also like you have the teacher on the loop to help and even could do better than that. Okay, you can thinking that he getting more involved for something, okay, that in fact in some certain area that, AI will be able to catch it on or don't realize that, okay, so that would be more helpful than that. Thank you.
Yeah, I think definitely we kind of maybe skipped over the demo. So there is like recommendations. So if the AI is recognizing like overall, a lot of your students are struggling with algebra, it'll recommend the teacher reteach that unit or give more explanations in class. So it kind of helps the teacher prompt them on the next lesson planning and lets them kind of have a visual of what progress they're making amongst their students. Thank you for your feedback.
No more questions from the judges? Well then, thank you, Learnter.
Thank you so much.
Can I please ask you to come to the center? Is this all your team members? Do you have any more team members? Learnter with his AI teaching assistants and tutor that helps teacher understand learning gaps in their classes. Okay, thank you very much. We have 3 more teams to go. Next, the topic revolves around AI for crisis combination. Make sure all victims get in touch and monitored with team Zero Busy.
Be on the right demo.
How can I help you?
My house got flood last night and we have to evacuate to second floor. Oh, sorry. My house got flood last night and we have to evacuate to second floor. Can you help send someone to help us? We are next to Central Hat Yai.
You're in a flood situation and need help evacuating to the second floor. Is that correct? How many people are with you?
3 of us. Bit my
This is an emergency call center. How can I help?
Oh, we got struck by flood. We have to evacuate to second floor. Can you send someone to help? We are at next to Central Hat Yai.
I understand you are trapped by a flood and need help evacuating to the second floor. Is anyone injured?
Nobody. 3 of us. No one injured.
So stay calm. You are on the second floor, and we have your information.
Okay, thank you.
Soon. You're welcome. Please stay safe.
As you can see, the data will show here. So, okay, we'll start.
Okay, switch to slide.
So I hope everybody enjoy our demo. Thank you. And let's get started with our topic, AI crisis management. Okay, so I believe that you guys have heard about what happened during past recent days about the flood on the southern region of Thailand. And there have been so many victims in that area, and this is one of them. I want you to pay some close attention to the rescue team. So what happened is that he did not manage to get in time to be able to help the kids, the grandma, but the kid got sick eventually. So he feels really frustrated, and then he complained online that he feels that he would have enough time to be able to arrive on the spot. Now, this could have happened to any of us, and it just very terrible because this can be prevented in some way. And not only that it happens to like 100 of us, 1,000 of us, but actually 500,000 of us within the past 4 years. So some of these are because the rescue team may not be able to arrive on time, and here's some reason why. 2 or 3 calls are usually prank calls to the emergency teams, and 60% of people believe that the emergency team cannot be trusted due to them being late. And last but not least, the language barriers that makes it difficult to reach to the people who can communicate in the native language. Then we have our problem statement where, as a result, the call centers got overwhelmed. There are limited concurrence calls that can be reached, and the language barriers are not being solved.
Okay, here how the system works. Normally, when the call is come, when the human agent that can take care of it is will fine. But once the line is busy, the line call will transform to the AI agent. The agent will collect all data, guide the victim, and then try a system. It will classify that the green, red, or yellow, and store to the database and show on the dashboard. So here our dashboard. So the dashboard is provide the comprehensive of income case, pulse check, and rescue resort. It support the multi-language. So the AI system efficiency categorize incoming crisis call ensure that victim receive timely response based on the severity of their need. This structure is supposed to optimize resource and enhance the overall response effectiveness. So the system did not enhance the human health with unlimited call, augmenting rather than replace the human operator, and proactive pulse check. So our smart AI system classify call by urgently and prioritize the assistant.
For the technique, for the direct system overview, after incoming call, I will create the clustering data by checking the status high, medium, and low to check the clustering type of case. And the next, the giant system deep dive, I have to create the classify calls and decision flow logic and several guidance script for the talking between the user and system and dashboard to check the status and check the history of the call. And design decision and risk mitigations have concern to topic about the network and multi-language systems. For network, have checking the hybrid connectivity and operation resilience and crisis mitigations. For multi-language support, have many supports. You can use the primary language to call the system, and inclusive communication and improve the crisis response by checking the response and improve the data. For the technique architecture overview, after incoming call, I will use the voice API by Tivolo and send the data to the database using the Firebase and Google Cloud to provide the service and connect with the Gemini LM model to understand the context in the coming call.
Okay, as you can see, we have so much to offer, and I want to make sure that you guys get all the detail. We use cutting-edge voice AI to make conversation is human-like, as you hear, and it supports more than 40 languages, meaning that no matter the disaster occur anywhere, we can use this system, and it's inclusive for everyone. We have intelligent tri-edge system, human design, AI execute. We have survival script, meaning that for certain disaster, we will have the guideline for victim to how to behave during the crisis. And we have pulse check. This is outbound call from the AI. It makes sure that the condition of victim is updated all the time. In terms of impact and scalability, on the victim side, they don't have the waiting time. They can make unlimited call, and the severe victim get prioritized first, no language barrier. The system is up and run 24/7. On the rescuer side, you can deploy just one click, anytime, anywhere in the world. And it can support multi-crisis at the same time. For the cost model, there's no fixed cost. Everything is scalable and can scale down to 0, meaning that there's no fixed cost. We can deploy it. And only 5 cents per minute call. In terms of feasibility, we have working prototype. Actually, it's up and running in the cloud right now, so it's more than feasible. It's already available. No downtime, standalone, doesn't have to integrate with the government IT system. But most importantly, financial feasible. Most of crisis management system fail this because either it have to rely on government funding or donation. Our system, just a little adjustment, it can turn into call center of bank. It can make reservation for restaurant. It can remind the appointment with your doctor, or it can make outbound call to sell insurance. So it is self-fund, and it can contribute business value. Not only that, contributing business value also return to it in another way. Because if system is up and run all the time, we made sure that when crisis hit, the system gonna work. And it will always update because we have to serve the business. And the last aspect is about ethical. When we talk about having AI to work on behalf of human, we think that AI gonna take our job, but in this case, it is not. Our design is human-centric. We want AI to extend human, not to replace. All the resource allocation is decided by human. All victims will be reached out by human, not by AI. We use enterprise LLM and the enterprise cloud, make sure that your data will not be used to train and will not be leaked. And we have guardrail and predefined response pattern, making sure that it doesn't come out with response on its own.
I would like to present about our future implementations. In the future, we will implement the call tap-wise, not only for the phone call, but also for the SMS. And we can also implement the insurance data information to connect the system on a more front. And then we also have the recruit process optimization with the combination between the UAV and other autonomous robot for the rescue purpose. And in the future, we want to improve the performance such as delay, and then this assistant can be expanded for the global. Also, I would like to mention about the post-disaster management also. We have as we mentioned before, we mentioned about the Jewish crisis management. We also propose about the post-disaster management. And this post-disaster management, we have the 3 phases: user, the the victim can record the crack and then send to the system and the expector to have the expector was this body is a high, medium, or the low greens. In this scenario, we have the automated crack detection for the severity. We classify with three, like a horizontal and diagonal is a red, and the vertical is a yellow, and the hairline is a green one. We also have to increase the accuracy, we also make the camera calibration for the crack detection part, and then we let them know the inspector for us like post-disaster management. This is our team. It's Zero Busy. Thank you.
Thank you, Zero Busy. Now on to the judges.
Yeah, it's again, you're in a niche where it's really critical because it's a crisis. This is like what we call 911 in the U.S., right? A series of numbers where you get immediate response, and there's a human that is trained and really knows how to handle a situation. I don't know, look, we all go on these robocalls that take us around the block. AI will get better, but it could also easily at this point hallucinate up something, who knows, right? The quality control on that is going to be extreme. The liability is going to be extreme. So I don't know if we're quite ready for it yet. It will come like everything. I do like, though, your kind of post-disaster check-in with the camera and the other assets to kind of evaluate, something about the scene, how dangerous your area is, giving the system context and having it give some feedback back in a less critical vein. That's kind of intriguing. But yeah, there's something there. I just don't know if the time is right for it. I worry a little bit.
Well, I think the crisis have the three phases: pre-event, during event, and post-event. Okay, look like the communication between the really adjacent to happen and during the event. One thing that really quite limit is the bandwidth of communication. How could you deal with if you use the AI to actually detect those kind of things, and the bandwidth actually is so limited and so tight, and even sometimes it's quite locking because of lacking of the electricity, signal, those kind of things. Just thing to aware of. Okay. One thing though that I like about this is the application is not only for crisis, it's for scamming as well. You can put in the other way. Another way that you can think is how could you impose those kind of algorithm instead of at the center, but also could be in kind of distributed intelligence to the phone. So the phone have its own those kind of things that can predetermine things a little bit better because the channel out. Okay, that would be fantastic. Okay, yeah.
Want to clarify on 2 points. First, the system, it doesn't work not because of the Wi-Fi and everything. It's because of echo. When we test, we talk in the private mode. Right? But when we found that when we on speaker, the echo tend to make AI think that people still talking. And on top of that, we have microphone. So yeah, that's why the AI doesn't work very well. And the system is designed to use phone call, not the internet.
Yeah, I agree that during the crisis, there's usually the technological challenges. For example, there are a number of factors that you cannot control it. It's beyond your control, but your system has to work, even though the other things fail. For example, in the case of the Hat Yai flooding, the problem is that people do not have electrical power to charge their phone. Then how our technology can be used like this? So I think one of the challenge and can be the risk of employing your technology is people people will expect, if employing this system, they will be safe. But in the case that is not as expected, and there are a number of failures, how you address this risk?
Our system only require user to or victim able to make phone call. So if phone is not usable, then our system might not help. But in most cases, even when internet cannot use, you can still use phone call.
So we actually have a phone number. If you want to try, you can try to use these. You can just
call after this.
Okay, thank you very much, Cyril Busy. May I ask you to step in the center of the stage for a group photo, please? Now, Cyril Busy, the topic is revolving around AI for crisis communication. Make sure all victims get in touch and monitored. Thank you very much, Cyril Busy. Next, we have a topic revolving around breath smarter, live longer from Team IRO. Please welcome.
Dr. Kritai was an active young man in his late 20s. He was a medical professional, a promising professor working at Faculty of Medicine, Chiang Mai University. In the year 2022, he got diagnosed with the last stage of lung cancer. And since then, he became a strong advocate who raised a very crucial issue of the government's accountability towards the issue of PM 2.5 air pollution in Thailand, and he urged them to take a prompt action. Unfortunately, in the year 2023, at the age of just 29 years, we lost him. Let me remind you, he was from the city, Chiang Mai city, which is notoriously known as one of the most polluted cities. And if we go around different cities within Asia, like Bangkok, like Delhi, New Delhi of India, we can find many such stories, similar stories happening around. And if we see globally from the context of health equity perspective, we can see the disparity happening. Low and middle income countries are bearing the brunt of air pollution, and air pollution becoming the second leading culprit causing premature deaths in number. In 2023, it caused 7.9 million premature deaths, and majority in low and middle income countries. Out of that, more than 50% was caused because of the exposure to ambient particulate matter 2.5. The particulate matter 2.5 is so minute that it's 10 times smaller than a human hair strand. So tinier is the particle, the higher harm is to the human health, especially to the vulnerable groups such as elderly, young newborns, and children. And the diseases causing the global burden of disease, especially non-communicable diseases such as respiratory disorders, heart disorders, and even mental health disorders such as dementia. So being myself as a health professional, I have been advocating to aware people about the issue of air pollution, its impact on health. And I do suggest my people, my community people, to at least wear an N95 mask when they go outside for outdoor activities. However, from my research, we have found, especially in Asian contexts, in South Asia, there is a very low adherence to existing face mask because it's a very social country, and they feel that the existing face mask as a barrier for the communication, as it's in their face, that covers half of your facial expressions. And the mask itself being non-biodegradable, it's a huge issue for waste management too. In order to tackle all these problems, our team have come up with a solution.
And our solution is Arrow. And with Arrow, Arrow is an AI-driven smart nose, and it does mainly three things. Firstly, it monitors the air quality. Secondly, it purifies the air. And thirdly, it optimizes the airflow so that users can breathe comfortably. We aim to have a perfect skin color match so that it's inconspicuous, and aim to use artificial skin, which is comfortable for use on an extended period. This is our rough prototype based on the constraint we have, but I think something that is more in line with what we had in mind would be something like this, where there's a closer skin color match. So how do you get the Arrow Smart Nose? Simply, you have to go to the Arrow store near your place, work with our Arrow care person to get your skin pigment as well as your nose shape measure. You make the payment, and then you simply wait at the comfort of your home. What will you be receiving? So you will be receiving 4 things. Firstly, you'll be receiving a smart nose box, in which inside will be the smart nose. You'll also be receiving a replaceable air filter, and as well as a charger for the smart nose box itself. What do you need to do next? You need to install our Arrow application, register and logged in. You need to turn on the smart nose you receive to sync the device with the app. And once the sync is successful, you would be wearing the nose cover. At this point, you won't be inputting the air filter yet because we need to optimize the airflow first. And to do that, we need to get the data from your normal airflow in different situations. So yeah, in the application, we can kickstart the airflow optimization process. And basically, we'll have the user be doing different activities. For example, 5 minutes of sitting, 5 minutes of walking, 5 minutes of running. And once the setup is complete, you can now remove the smart nose, actually insert the air filter buds into the smart nose, put it back into the box, and now it's ready to use. So how do you actually use it in real life? So let's say our team member goes outside, carrying on with her daily life. Suddenly, there's an alert in her application that, hey, the air quality is so poor. Please protect yourself and take out the smart nose. And once she puts on the smart nose, basically magic happens. And she can now breathe clean air and go on with her life happily.
So let's jump to our the technology under our product. We decided to use the AI system for two systems. The first one is the activity detection. The AI will detect racing, normal activity like walking, intense activity like running. And the second one, the airflow prediction. This AI will collect the data like he mentioned before about installation. And then we're gonna collect 7 parameters of that, gonna call the variable and target. Our machine learning model will find the relation about the variable and predict the normal airflow for each activity. And then on the working phase, our predictor AI will predict the normal airflow for each activity, and the measurement unit will measure the current airflow and then compare this together and adjust the airflow to make it comfortable for our user. And for the filter, we would like to use the nano filter with the carbon coating. Thanks to the new research finding out there, we found that this filter can capture the particle in the range of 0.026 to 3.1 micron, and also the PM2.5 is in that range. And the research also showed that it's efficient for beatability compared to other commercial available out there. And then it's claimed that it can filter more than 90%, including bacteria and mold, and also it can remove odor because of the carbon filter. For feasibility, I list some of the hardware, and the biggest one is the laser particle module for the air quality index measurement. It's around the thumb and crossed by the thumb, and also the most thickness part of all of this is about 12 millimeters. So this can be a potential that we can do this prototype in the future.
So some of the impacts that will come out of this project, firstly, definitely the reduced healthcare costs that are resulting from the pollution. Secondly, we'll empower the people to actually be protecting themselves from the air pollution. And we're looking to pilot our product in Bangkok and then expand to other high pollution cities. And then we look to expand across the countries as well as other countries as well. And we look to partner with the public sector, the private healthcare system, and as well as healthcare professionals. And some of the ethical considerations is that since it's a medical product, to wrap it up, we believe that clean air is a fundamental human right and everyone should have access to clean air. And thank you so much for your attention today.
Arrow, everybody. Now moving on to judges.
Yeah, I love the way you began with a personal story, and yeah, bad air affects us in so many ways. It really can be tragic and have all kinds of other secondary impacts. So it's an important area you're looking at, especially in lots of the world. And as regulation rolls back, even in places like the US, I worry what could happen because regulation works for air. I wonder though about putting anything in the way of the nasal passage, because look, masks are already hard enough and you're breathing through your nose and you're getting some pull there. Here, I'm guessing it's going to be harder to breathe with the filter. You've had some study there, and then maybe you have a pump. I don't know how the pump's integrated, and that's another thing you have to carry. And then how the sensors work. Where are they? What are they measuring? It's not exactly clear. I think it would have been nice to have a diagram with what is where so I could kind of clearly see it. So I don't exactly know how you're measuring what and how it's used, and breathing, I think, with this could be an issue.
Okay, let's get back to our model.
For the high level of design, I choose this 7 parameter as our measurement thing that we have to measure in the installation phase. The first 5 variable is a respiratory rate, minute ventilation, is a tidal volume, inspiration and expiration, expiratory flow rate is a velocity, it's not a volume per unit of time. And this is the, for the last 2 variable is the target that
the target that we want to achieve based on the variables, right? And I think to add on, I think with the conventional face mask, there's definitely the breathing problem, right? It's really hard to breathe. And actually, LG actually already launched this sort of technology where they regulate the airflow so that it helps with the breathing, so that it's more comfortable to wear. But when we look at LG's product, we found that it's maybe a bit too pricey for the average person to use, as well as it still covers the whole face. And we feel that maybe it's still intrusive, so that's why we want to present maybe a more slimmed down and a new approach to it.
Yeah, another interesting project, because PM 2.5 actually, the important problem, especially in the north of Thailand, and it affects not just only local people health, but also affect the industry, especially tourism industry, because no one wants to go there. So there are a number of target groups, one tourists, local people, but what I most concern actually children, because children if got severe affected from PM 2.5. And the design of this, how can you address the children? Because when you want to put something into the children, you need a lot of concern, like a safety, comfortable. They usually to take it out and so on. Need a lot of proof of concept.
I think just to throw some of our ideas that out there. I think something that we sort of consider, I think there's a reason why we sort of try with the Ultraman mask as well, because I think we want to make this wearable itself device, I mean, ultimately we kind of went with like making it looking as seamless as if you're not wearing anything. But when you mentioned about the children, I can see like there's some potential that maybe we can collaborate with some, I don't know, some cartoon design character. Maybe even if it's not with the nose itself, maybe in the nose box that they carry around, that that's a design that they would want to use. Just throwing out some ideas. Thank you.
Yeah, it's really limited time. I actually used to help my friend design the face mask during the COVID situation. Okay. And we even developed a commercial one as well. I think one thing that we'd like to mention about is the comfortable to wear and breathable. And that depends on the surface area. Okay, so you have a small filters, even you have a pump to helping it, it's still quite challenging to do. But I encourage it because if this innovation it actually be able to become true, it could help a lot of people to wearing it. Because a big one we would like to wear sometime, right? If it gets smaller, nicer, integrated, okay, it would be better. So thank you for sharing with us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Errol. May you please move to the center of the stage for a group photo, please. Thank you, Air O, once again. We're moving on to the last hackathon team, which will be presenting about AI teaching assistants, scaling tutor access for all. Please welcome team 6, 7.
Hello, everyone. We are AI teaching, AI teaching assistant for in-classroom usage. And let's start with the big question. Will AI revolutionize education? The truth is we've been debating about whether technology will revolutionize education since 100 years ago. Here, Thomas Edison said that the textbook will be obsolete once the motion picture became the main means of education. And then we did have AI teaching machine with radios and television back in the 50s. And I think some of you might remember MOOCs. And most recently, the Zoom live session, and we know how that went. But I can tell you that there are 1,000 startups out there that promise to deliver AI-generated content tailored and specific to you at the touch of your fingers. There are things like Camigos or others, personalized AI tutors that promise to revolutionize the market. But as you can see, what they promise is education outside of the classroom. As I was a teacher before, and I still think that the classroom is still the best way that we learn. We learn best by doing trial and error, getting real-time feedback, and learn by failing, sharing experience with the classmate. So why are we trying to take that experience away by getting rid of the classroom? The truth is, classroom is expensive. When you're trying to set up a classroom, you need a physical place, you need equipment, you need staff, you need qualified teachers, and so on and so forth. It's gonna get really expensive. And this problem, we live in a world with inequality and poverty. And in an ideal world, we just pour infinite money into this until everyone get a customizable education that tailored to their needs. This problem doesn't only happen in developing countries, but here's a chart from 2018 showing the shortage of staff in Australia. And it's even worse in Thailand because 1 to 26, this is the ratio of teacher to student ratio in Thai secondary education. And I want to bring you up to show you the example of a hectic chemistry classroom. There's some guy spilling stuff on the floor. The reason I like the chemistry example because sometimes you can get away with 30 students to one teacher, but this problem becomes even harder to manage because classroom is just more than just a lessons. It's there's lab, there are tutorials. So we are teaching, the AI teaching assistant, we're aiming to bring in teacher attention for everyone. So teacher attention is all you need. And so as you can see, this is how our teaching works. I really like the chemistry example because it encapsulates why we really need AI teaching assistant. So we are a multimodal AI with real-time input that will guide the student to perform procedure in the chemistry experiment while the teacher are busy with other groups. And as you can see, the AI can recognize what the students are doing and giving real-time feedback and guidance. And while we bring up the chemistry experiment, we envision that our AI will be in different kind of classroom as well.
Okay. Now, as he mentions, our AI teaching AI assist teaching system will have only 3 simple basic steps in the working. First is input. Since like he already mentions our solution is multimodal AI agents, but our input is not just like student questions and image from our video from like camera feeds or wearables or the camera from phones, but we also incorporate some other stuff because like teacher can give us their teaching materials like experiment procedure and something like that. So our model with those informations can guide students in such a way that align with teacher's style of teaching. Because like if AI say one thing and teacher say another thing, maybe it will cause problems. Because like in order to reach one conclusion, there's a lot of ways that we can teach one thing. Now, for the second step about the answer, as you can see, our answer also incorporate what it's received from the video or from the camera that it see, as you can see on yellow arrow here. And you can see that our answer isn't like just tell what students must do, but we tailor it such a way that it guides students toward their goal, not just telling what to do. And we also provide the generations of video of what could it be if like they try something. For this example, like they do chemistry lab, they do the mixed chemical, but they don't sure what will happen next. We also provide video feed to show them what it could be. And the learning process cannot compete without feedback. You can see that we have score that give per question asked for user to validate themselves whether their question is good or not. So they can improve themselves to ask better questions and to be more curious. And this score will also relate to teacher dashboard. So teacher can use this score to give incentive to students. And you can also see that feedback also be in the response itself as well. This feedback is to tell students that maybe some other classmates have the same problems or the same setup, so it increases activity within the class as well. Oh, let's see our demo in actions. So let's say we are in the chemistry lab and we have like a lot of groups with a few TAs, so we don't want to wait for TAs to come to us. With Tishi, we can like just ask and it give what we need to do, and we can improve ourselves. And after the class, teacher will also see the dashboard, and teacher can like use this information to grade the students or to improve their teachings.
So what we are tackling is a global issues, but it's also come with a big incentive. The global tutoring market is $100 billion market. So we have to be really careful about how we enter the market, because like I said, there's a lot of AI products that are also aiming for these sectors, especially. So our first go-to-market plan is we want to start doing a pilot program with our partner school in Bangkok, specifically in chemistry education as soon as next year. And then once we test the feasibilities and the viability of the system, we want to extend that into like a higher incentive, higher margins sectors such as golfing and Pilates into physical educations. And eventually, in 2027, we plan to build a platform for onboarding, because in order to get a seamless AI integration, that will be very difficult, and that will be the plan for that we need to do before we actually expand into the global market. And lastly, is in education, we really have to be careful about using AI because our future generation is depending on it. And that's why we want to build an AI that is built on privacy, accuracy, and observabilities for all of us today and for our future generations. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Team 6, 7. Moving on to judges.
Well, thanks so much to bring the very interesting topic and showing us, especially for the multimodal laboratory co-pilot or even AI teacher. I saw only one example on the chemistry. How could you deal with some other laboratory like mechanical, those kind of thing, automation? Okay, that one first question. Second question. How could you deal with or suggest those kind of safety when the student operated?
Safety, right? So the first question is about what are the other applications we see as an immediate pilot other than chemistry. The easiest answer would be the physics class, which I think the problem that we are trying to solve is the teacher lack of resource in teaching staff. And maybe in the future, we will collaborate and try to expand once we know that the interaction between kids and our AI is actually improving, and a lot of people think that this will be the future of classroom learning. And secondly, the safety issue, right? Sorry. Yeah. Safety issues will be, I think, let me compare this to ChatGPT. Using ChatGPT is easy and it's smart, obviously, but in the end, we want to build AI based on observabilities and verifiabilities, and also it has to be consult with the stakeholder. In education, there are many stakeholders like parents, policymakers, curriculum makers, and the input that going into the AI are already has to be passed through a lot of verification that before it can actually be used as a knowledge source for the AI. Hope that answered your question.
I'm trying to get a hold around what you're really setting out to do. And it's a little bit hard to figure it out from what you said, but one thing that maybe I'd try to say is that you're trying to bring AI-based learning into the physical world. Is that true?
Yeah, that's true, because a lot of as a teacher myself, teaching a class is not that hard, but there's more to the classroom than just teaching, right? You have to pay attention to the troublemakers in the class, or even the thing is that this problem of not having enough staff and not having enough attention to be paid to everyone is only magnified when you're in a laboratory setting, because you need real-time feedback and safety concern that you have to really be notified, because the teacher might not be looking at this group while paying attention to another groups. So that's why we emphasize the chemistry example. But in general, yes, that's the overall goal, is to bring AI interaction and AI education into the physical world.
One thing I would say is that the physical world is still notoriously noisy. That's why self-driving cars are still not perfect unless you put a ton of sensors and constrain the heck out of them. So it's still an uphill battle to do that well. Although I think if you do it, chemistry maybe, but you could do cooking. May even be noisier, but there's a bigger market for that probably. Let's see.
I understand that different type of classroom and different subjects, different fields. It needs different setting of these. So you need to do a lot of simulation of the real classroom before implementing this. And then when you come to the business stage, how can you deal with this kind of this kind of work, which is a lot?
So the reason so that's in our market plan. The reason we choose this go-to-market plan specifically because it allows us almost half a year of piloting the technologies to ensure that like the usabilities, that where we improve the products, and then in quarter 3, we start going into like the business side of things where we are trying to like use the profit from like the high margin to actually support our expansion into the global market.
Okay, I believe that's it for the questions. So thank you, Team 6, 7. So thank you to all teams for the fantastic presentation. Our judges will now finalize the score. Just a gentle reminder, the award ceremony will begin in approximately 10 minutes. Also for the hackathon's contestants, there will be a QR code for you to actually scan and submit your projects. So if you could please help do that also. So this QR code is for hackathon's participants.
ครับก็เดี๋ยวพักเบรกช็อตเบรกสักเล็กน้อยนะฮะเดี๋ยวกลับมาตอน 5:30 ครับในเซกชันของพิธีมอบรางวัลนะครับ
So if all